What is going on, YouTube? Welcome to the Living Freed channel. My name is Tyler Freed, and in this video, I'm continuing my series on the business and investor triangle, the BI triangle created by Robert Kiyosaki, the author of the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He came up with this business and investor triangle, and just a quick synopsis on this, if you haven't seen any of my last few videos where I've been covering this, it's pretty much just a business planning guide, and again, created by Robert Kiyosaki. I've already done a video on mission, a video on building a team. What is the mission of your business? What are you trying to accomplish? I've done a video already of, the team that you have to put in place and try to build in order to create a successful business. And then in this video, though, I'm going to be doing leadership. And for those of you that haven't seen any of my previous videos, I'm going to be covering every single thing that you see on this board. Again, I've done mission, I've done team, I'm doing leadership in this one. And then the next video is going to be the service or product that you are going to be selling to the marketplace. I'm going to do one on the legal aspect of the business, systems, communication, cash flow. You get the point. You see it all right here. I'm going to be doing a separate video on each and every one of these things. So if you haven't seen the last few videos, go check those out if you want to see those. But yeah, as I alluded to in the last video, where I did a video on team building, when you're starting a business and you're trying to grow it into something, you have to have a team in place to run every single department within that business, right? But that doesn't mean just because people are competent enough to do a job, that means, and they are doing that job, that doesn't mean you're still going to run and grow and operate a successful business. No, you need to have strong leadership in place in order to drive that team to achieve the mission of that business. So again, you begin with the mission. What's my goal? What am I trying to accomplish? And I'm using, and for those of you that don't know, I'm using starting a trucking business and growing a trucking business, or just a trucking business in general, to explain this BI triangle. And again, so a leader, in my opinion, has to be driven to accomplish the mission. Your team that you put in place, most of them are just looking for a job. Most of them are looking to just do a job, get paid, go home, and live their life. The leadership is what's driving the team to do the tasks that eventually lead to accomplishing the mission. It's that simple. You can think of it like a sports organization, right? When you have terrible ownership for a sports franchise, that's going to trickle down all the way to the bottom of that organization. And if if you have terrible leadership in place, you're not going to have a successful team on the field or on the ice rink or on the basketball court. You get the point, right? And so right now, I own and operate a fleet of trucks. I have a mission. I know what I'm trying to accomplish with my trucking fleet in the long run. So that lets me know what type of team I need to build. But that also lets me know, holds me accountable to the fact that, hey, you're the leader right now. I'm the leader. I invested in this fleet. I decided to hire drivers. I decided to, take on this task of building a trucking fleet. And eventually, my goal, and I've shared this in the last video, my goal is to grow it into a saleable asset. So that means I'm going to have to build a fleet of some pretty significant size, and that fleet is going to have to be run efficiently and profitably in order for someone to be attracted to my business enough for them to want to invest in it and buy it from me. But that's my goal. But if I'm not a strong leader, and I'm talking about myself, and you need to talk about yourself in this video, if you're wanting to start a business of any kind and grow it into something special, if you are not a strong leader, like, in other words, if I need to be willing to pick up the slack, I need to be willing to work just as hard as all my drivers, all the people that are running the back office. I need to be way more driven than them, honestly, to achieve the mission. It's that simple. And, I need to lead by example. Uh, just many different things when it comes to leadership. I don't want to be a boss. That is not my goal. I want to be a leader. I want, my drivers to respect me. I want my other employees to respect me. And they're not going to respect me if I don't, again, lead by example. And if I am not driven to accomplish a long term mission, I don't want that. Like, if I was just going to, you know, start a business and just do everything for myself, which you can't do that in business. I don't think you can have long term success if all you care about is yourself. Then you're not a strong leader. You might as well have just stayed, in trucking, an owner operator, and just, do it all yourself and just stay a one man show. But if you're trying to build a legitimate company, no, now you got to start putting others before yourself. You got to put your customers before yourself. You got to put your employees before yourself. You get the point. And in the long run, moral of the story, your leadership, the leaders of your business, and you may have too, you may get to the point where you're big enough and you're successful enough to where you put people in place that are in leadership roles. You have leaders of every single department of your company, and those people need to be just as driven as you to accomplish the mission as well. A great example of that is like a mega carrier, in trucking. They have people in leadership roles of every single department of that company. And if those people in leadership roles are not driven to accomplish the mission of the company, that company is not going to be run successful, and eventually it's going to go out of business. So you get the point, right? Leadership is absolutely vital to the long term success of any business, trucking business, doesn't matter. But yeah, that's my video for today. Just wanted to do a quick one on leadership. The next video I do is going to be talking about niching down in trucking, niching your business down. What exactly do I want to do in the industry that I'm starting a business in? I think that's going to be a great video for a lot of you because, again, that will apply to single owner operators or multiple truck fleet owners. So, God bless. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for the next video. Peace out.